Please fasten driver seat belt.
Dre, Big H y Triple C.
Yo, my peoples, what's up? We back, baby. It's your boys in blue. Silverback Chronicles podcast. It's your boy Big H. I got my brother Dre.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for? Hello.
Right. Peoples, we back. Episode 105. Thank you. We working hard. Hope all is well. Hope everybody's staying safe. It's a new year, new resolutions. Stay safe. Keep working hard. Grind. What else, Dre?
I mean, yo, time is flying by.
Yeah.
So you better be grinding, because
Seriously.
before you know it, you're going to wake up and,
Yeah.
you know.
Listen, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
You heard?
Get off your mother's couch. Get off your uncle's couch.
Put down the PlayStation.
Put the joystick down. Seriously. Have goals.
Go outside.
Word.
'Cause ain't nothing, you know. Yo, can we talk about this metaverse?
What's the NFT shit?
Yeah, no, just like they creating this world.
Yeah.
And it's like, fam, but you still got to go outside and get to work.
Nothing's going to change.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
I'm not well versed. I got to keep doing my homework.
Yeah, it's a different world. I actually do want to, learn more about the NFTs because I hear it's
that digital real estate
I hear it's crazy.
Yeah.
I just, anybody out there that's, squared away on NFTs and how to get started and yeah, we're gonna be able to be there.
Yeah.
Word.
We would love to have you on too.
Facts.
We'll have a show on Metaverse.
You already know. We try to get there.
Yeah.
But I never pass up any opportunity. I don't leave no food on the table, you heard?
You heard?
But yeah, my people's episode 105, we back at it.
We got a banger.
Another banger tonight. And give a shout out to my boy Charlie Schultz. Was it Berman and
Darby?
No, there ain't no Darby no more.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
It's Charlie Schultz is the man, by the way. Also, Starbucks USA. Don't forget the discount code, all caps, Silverback Podcast. All caps, Silverback Podcast. What is it, 20% off?
Yes.
Yeah. Don't forget the merchandise, www.silverbackchronicles.com. www.silverbackchronicles.com. Get all your latest merch. We taking our time. I'm sorry. We just been so busy. I want to give a shout out to my brother John Bernthal. Listen, we love you, bro. We're so
hardest
proud of you.
working man in Hollywood.
Hardest working man in show business.
AKA the most versatile actor out there. What's up?
Word. What else we got, Dre?
Yo, I want to give a little sweetheart shout out to the Good Feet store.
The who?
The Good Feet store.
Good
Go
Feet.
there.
Yes.
Just a little hello. We see you. You see us. Hi.
We love
That's
you.
it. Wink. Wink.
A little winky wink.
Hello.
A little coinky dink.
Nah, good people over there though.
Word.
And yeah. Shout out to everybody doing the job, Shout out to the NYPD, Shout out to if you wear this uniform, if you wear the fireman uniform, if you wear the military
Any security uniform.
Yo, shout out to y'all, straight up, because y'all doing something that most people will never do. And y'all get up every day with everything that we go through, all the politics at work or whatever it may be, and you still put on and you still come out here and you serve your communities and strangers, and you put your life on the line for these people. So, huge shout out to everybody that's doing it.
Listen, anybody that's a peacemaker, anybody that confronts bullies, we appreciate you. We love you. Keep it going. That's the real gangster.
Word.
The real gangsters that come in with a badge and protect the sheep. We're the sheepdogs, you heard? And we do this every day, all day. When the guns are shooting, when we hear gunfire, guess who runs to it? We do.
Ain't nothing like it too.
We chasing bullets.
That shit is exciting. I don't know why, because we're crazy.
But yeah, you gotta be. We're just a different mentality. You gotta be crazy. A good crazy though. But with no further ado, we got a special guest tonight, my brother G. He's coming on. He's another fellow brother in blue. He's got phenomenal experience. His body of work is amazing.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
He's a wealth of knowledge. And he loves what he do. He loves the blue. He loves everybody.
He's a super cop.
He's a monster. But with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, episode 105, our brother G.
You know, I've had the pleasure to work side by side with this guy, with this man. And,
say a little bit about him, bro.
And I've learned so much in such a little bit of time. The way this dude, approaches, these cases. And it's not like, oh, we're going to go get like a low level. Like this guy really takes down organizations.
Yeah. Not individuals.
Yeah.
Like
organizations, criminal organizations. Yeah. Like, and it took a lot to bring him here because he's very behind the shadows.
Yeah.
He lives in the shadows. So he's doing this out of love. Anytime we drop merch, he's the first one,
First one to cop and post.
Him and of course, T-Bone Adams.
All day.
And that's love. And it's an honor to have you here, for real, for real.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
How's that Clearwater treating you?
It always treats me good. It always treats me well. But before I get into it, I'm going to take a somber moment, though. I want to toast our fallen firefighters and our injured firefighters.
Matter of fact, hold up.
Yeah. It's tough.
They deserve praise as much as we do, if not 100%.
More. Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more, my brother.
I'm brothers with a good bit of them, and I'm in a group chat, man, and that's just some heavy shit.
Triple C.
Yo, the beginning of like this year has been crazy for like first responders.
Real quick, RIP, NYPD, 2 fallen officers. RIP, like G just said, 3 Baltimore City firefighters. I don't know, this year is just, it's crazy. It's starting off insane. It's picking back up where last year left off. And just rest in peace, shout out to the loved ones, and we love you guys. I can't imagine what you're going through on both sides, and it's unfortunate, it's sad, it's disgusting, but I don't know. But G,
gotta try to be better.
I think the pendulum is starting to swing in our favor again, because I think people are starting to realize, like, number one, they need first responders, and number two, this is absolutely ridiculous, But yeah, well, I mean, what you think?
I don't want to say in our favor. I say in the favor of greater good, because sometimes when we label like our favor, they're thinking, oh, the cops just want people to love them again or this again.
Right.
So when you say in our favor, it's for everybody's favor, because we do this for everybody. Like H said, you do this for people you don't know.
Right.
So it's not
it off and shit. You see him
in the gym. But I don't want to just say in the favor of us. I think people will appreciate things we've done more, or start to appreciate it more, but I don't want to just say us, because then it's like, oh yeah, we want to be loved again, not the bad guy. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I like the wording. It's the wording, right?
It's all about words these days.
Crazy.
All about it.
So G, tell the world, where you from, bro? Born and raised?
Baltimore City, Maryland. All my life.
You a east side or west side cat?
I'm a neither. I'm an O'Donnell Heights guy, right out on Browning Highway. Till my dad passed and my mom split, so I stayed there until I was 12, and half of it in South Baltimore.
Rest in peace, pops.
Yeah, ODH. Yeah.
Wow.
I remember the first time I worked ODH. Shout out to Sergeant Thomas.
People don't know what ODH is. Can you explain a little bit in detail with the world?
O'Donnell Heights. It's this little piece of land that connects Baltimore County with Baltimore City.
Nice.
O'Donnell Heights.
Yeah.
What's left of it.
I remember like I think I had like 2 years on, and I'm with Sergeant Thomas, and we're so short in cars. He's like, yeah, you're going to need to bring your personal car. And we were driving around O'Donnell Heights on New Year's Eve. Everyone was just busting off, and we're just, back then we have shot spotter.
Yeah.
So it's like, every time you get gunshots, like, I think it's over here. And I'm driving in my personal car in this community.
In your personal car?
Yeah.
We were short.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
It was a Chevy Malibu too, so it looks like a cop car.
We live right there on Boarding Highway at the edge of it, man. And then in South Baltimore, Hanover Street, before everything got balled up and big money.
How was it back then? Like, how was it crazy? Was it
melting pot? It was crazy. It was a lot of shit. It's funny is because dudes I grew up with who sold drugs, I've actually locked up, seen them in the Central District. Half of them ended up becoming drunkies. Like it's very few dudes who actually make it, keep going, become that dude. Most of them fade out, become old on it. So it was different. It was a melting pot, man. It wasn't stagnant. It wasn't the nicest, but it wasn't the worst. I could still remember the first dime bag I felt. I brought that shit home to my mom. I was like, Mom, look at this small sandwich bag. Look what it goes in there. She took that shit from me. She was like, Sean, to my stepfather, like, we can't have this shit. If this is where we live and we can't do this shit. It was good though, man. It was a good life. My family made sure I had a good life and I wasn't too involved in shit.
Was you in the sports? What high school did you go to?
Our Lady of Mount Carmel.
Lady of Mount Carmel.
Catholic school out in Essex, man.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good to know.
It afforded me, huh? It's still around. Yeah, they've come up, man. It was like, now when I look back, it was a lower class of Catholic schools. Like, we took in misfits, it seemed like. But the good thing was we was co-ed. Whoever and all these other schools, so you got to mingle. That was the good thing about it. But no, went to Catholic school. They raised me in the church, man.
Yeah, Rob coached there. That was on before.
They didn't even have a football team when I was there. It was so small, no football team. I played soccer and lacrosse.
So did you?
Yeah.
But
despite this size, I got some feet. I was quick.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You good, bro. Listen, we grown.
I was on the basketball team, JV, half a season until we got into a big team fight and everybody got kicked off. There was like 6 players left after this big team fight.
Was you a shooter or you had a sick handle?
Neither. I was just that aggressive guy like Pat Bev that's in your pocket.
You was like a
annoying
Rodman
you
shit.
To annoy you. That's it.
You was like
soccer and lacrosse was my thing.
Had the good footwork though.
Yeah, that was mine. Soccer and
impeccable.
Lacrosse. No, it was impeccable. You could take that shit apart.
But you showed up regardless.
That's all that matters. As long as I showed up. I ain't gonna say out here like, nah.
How was lacrosse for you?
Everything.
You got to be wild in lacrosse. I know you can.
Yes. Very good until I got kicked off halfway through senior year for some dumb shit.
Did you get kicked off?
Wow.
I didn't agree with a certain pastor we had who had a foul mouth. And
a pastor with a foul mouth.
You know how it goes in the Catholic Church. They talk shit. So I remember getting into it on the sideline, cursing at part of my coach because I was mad. Like, why the fuck are you taking me out? We winning. Like, we are sad. We're sorry. We're winning. Why are you taking me out when I'm part of this reason? I won't say his name. Father came up to me. He was like, we don't talk like that around here. And he actually cursed at me when he said the shit.
Nice.
He's leaving.
What curse did he say? Like, what did he say?
Fuck.
Oh, he
like
said
we
fuck.
would. Like I would. I wouldn't put him down like that, but other shit transpired. I got kicked off the team.
That's unfortunate. Sorry, Father.
No. That's everything I said. Still stand by that shit.
Right.
No.
I guess he wasn't in the wrong using foul language either, huh?
No, they didn't think so.
Not at all.
It's you against the church.
Yeah.
What do you do?
How about
Not gonna win that one.
Nah, my mom.
I guess that's a case by case basis, huh?
Yeah, mom's.
Right.
I wasn't the best student, so it wasn't like.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now mom's petition. Nah, it didn't happen, man.
Didn't work at all.
Didn't work. But shout out to Coach Don DeBlasi, Hofstra alum.
Don DeBlasi.
Monster of a man and a human being, man. He did his best for me.
Him.
Coach Don DeBlasi, appreciate you, bro. So listen.
Get to it.
Was he a politician
No.
in South Baltimore?
No, not that I know of. I know at his age at the time, he was late 50s when he was my coach. And I remember he had the record for bench press. He put up 5 at that point.
Damn.
He was a mini monster. I'll never forget. He came in it. We had a gym, maybe the size of this room. Maybe. He came in, I'll never forget. He grabbed this boy Dave. I've never seen shit like this in my life. You play ball. I know you can lift. I look at you. I can see you lift weights. He came in there getting hype, yelling at the bar, grabbing the shit, getting up, standing.
How tall is the coach?
Maybe me. Maybe
Okay.
5'8". Just built. He
Little
came in, grabbed this motherfucker, moved him. This boy Dave, fucking move. boom, tossed his ass, got under there, started screaming, threw up his bench, and then left in this angry fury. I've never seen shit like this. I was like, that's a fucking monster of a man.
Yeah.
Coach D, my man.
Watch your mouth, son.
Yeah.
Pause.
I still gotta catch you. Yeah.
Yo, we should start like a
Tally.
like a tally. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Every episode.
Over here being fucking naughty. Naughty. So, bro, well, after high school, what, was policing the thing that was policing your creative niche that you knew you always wanted to do, or was it something that took time for you to be like, listen, I think I want to do that?
I always wanted to do it. So growing up in South Baltimore, we knew all the cops. We had Mike Wingler, may he rest in peace, who was really cool.
Wingler,
may he rest in peace. Butterbean. We had a good group of guys. Crocker, Butterbean. Imagine the nickname. It goes with him.
Didn't you talk about that?
So we had a good group of dudes, and I saw them interact with my mom, family, friends. They was always cool to us.
Okay.
And I always wanted to be that. I saw like they were cool. They did their job, but they helped people too. It wasn't always about like, let me just enforce the law. It was about like, what's good? What can I help you with all the time?
Right.
So they were some phenomenal dudes. Not many people know this though. One of my other lacrosse coaches, Coach Ron, he knew I wanted to be a cop. And senior year, he slid me a flyer saying, hey, Baltimore County is hiring for cadets. You should do this. Never wanted to be in the county. I always wanted to be in the city.
My man.
I was like, you know what? Let me try it. Phenomenal shape. I never lifted weights, so I just wasn't a weight guy. I was a runner.
Right.
Go do the whole cadet thing. Didn't do the bench. So I had to come back and do it. I'm like, nah, this ain't for me. If I couldn't pass the bench on this ain't where I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
My stepfather owned a small construction company. I was like, I want to learn a trade before I become of age to be a cop. There's always going to be a need for trade. And it's nothing like helping family. I was like, I'm going to work with my stepfather, do construction. And then when the time comes, when I'm 20 and old enough to join, that's what I'm going to do. So as soon as I did, man, turned 21 in the academy.
Really?
Joined as soon as I could.
Damn. That's what's up, bro.
So this is your first job, basically, right?
Yeah.
That's so wild.
First real career.
That's what I'm, yeah.
Career, yeah.
How much time you got on now?
I complete 14 and 20 days.
Nice. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
It's been a ride, my friend. It's been a
You
ride.
knew what you
They
wanted
tacked
to do.
5 years onto it, but I'll be all right.
It's all good.
Yeah.
How much? You
What you
wasn't
mean
a
they've
cadet,
tacked
right?
5 years? What are you talking about?
Nah.
You just wait till you
Because I
turn
could have left
20.
at 20, but now I got to do 25.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. But nah, no cadet.
It's all good.
Didn't want that, man. Plus, I saw what I was making in construction and what a cadet would make. Wasn't worth
It
it.
wasn't gonna happen.
Nah, no.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with getting your Flintstone on and shit for a little bit.
Bro, I learned more about that and not how to judge people during my job.
Yeah.
From that. There were so many dudes who were burnt out from the 70s and 80s.
From doing that
They're
shit.
doing drugs and shit, but they were hardworking dudes.
Absolutely.
And I won't say his name just out of respect for him. I can remember one dude getting a speedball every morning. When we was over East Side, we worked a lot of work over East Side, like Uniblock, so like Port, all around there. We were working over there, and one dude would just get out, go cop every morning, got right, was ready to go. Nobody could outwork this motherfucker. Not because of that, he just needed that to be normal. You know what I mean? And I learned out how
Just
to
to
judge
get
people
through the
because
day.
just looking at these dudes, you would look at them like, the fuck? But that, as you work and get to know them, man, they were some of the best dudes I've ever met. And that helps me on this job every day because if I would have walked by those dudes, I wouldn't have talked. I wouldn't probably said hey to them.
Right.
But working with them, getting to know them helps me deal with people on this shit every day.
That's dope.
That's dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Well, you did construction from what? The age of what? 17
Yeah.
To
17 to 20.
To 20?
and then 20 and a half. That's when you got in the academy.
Out. Started the academy
That's
in
not-
February. I
that's
turned
3
21
years.
in April.
That's 3 years right there.
That's what's up.
That's 3 years.
So where'd you primarily work patrol at? What district?
Central.
How was that for you?
Everything. Everybody hates on the Central.
Do that?
Yeah. Because you got a lot of downtown bullshit. The Central is the
True.
best district that you could work because
I don't know about
you
that.
can
I
go
don't know.
5 minutes
Yeah, I don't know
and have a
about that.
different life. My permanent post was Pensy and Moser, 1500 Pempsey. That was my shit.
Mhm.
But I could drive 3 minutes and be downtown and deal with a different type of class of people every day. I have a business class down here
That's a good point.
from the hood. Or I can go up Mount Vernon and deal with a completely
That's a
different
good
type of group of people there.
That's the Northeast too.
Or you had the harbor attached to us. You have a tourist attraction. There are so many different things to learn and work there that I think, like you said, the Northeast, you're on your own. That's an island.
Yeah.
So you have to learn. Where I'm at, you had an opportunity to learn so many different things from so many different types of people and walks
right.
of life.
Absolutely.
That I think that helps
like
cultivate so many
power
people,
plants,
because I can go from a call that's some bullshit on the avenue to downtown to like, do you know who the fuck I work for and all that shit? Like, I don't care.
Right.
But it's a different mindset, mentality.
It's a different-
and
it's a different dialogue.
train you
it
mentally.
hones you in on your skill set as an
Yeah.
officer.
And as a
on
person.
working with
Yeah.
people, talking to people,
And then you
different
got-
types of
it,
people.
it helps you learn how to wordplay with everybody.
Absolutely.
I feel.
Yeah.
Because if I come in there talking Joe straight on Pennsylvania Avenue, they're gonna look at me like, what? But you know what I mean? But if you learn people, if you learn the community, you work in different areas, I think you're a chameleon.
You take a piece
You're a
of every-
chameleon anywhere you go.
Absolutely.
Right. No, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
And then power plant too. That was a big part of it too.
Yeah. That's where I came
That's
out
a
on
whole
foot.
different.
We were called a community stabilization unit, but we called it the club scene unit because they had us at power plant Thursday through Sunday, and then Monday foot on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Let the world know what is power plant, so everybody gets.
It is the
a picture.
commercial bar area. You come to a cul-de-sac, and it's a commercial bar area. 2 floors on some of it, just every type of bar you can imagine.
Right.
And that's where everybody comes, all the conventions in town, all the people from the counties who don't drink in the city want to come to just some big place. That's what it is.
I remember the first time when I first moved down here from New York, and I went to power plant. I'm like, this is wild. Because, New York, you don't have that.
Yeah.
You go to like Copa, you go to, Latin Palace. I mean, like Latin Quarters and stuff like that. You go to, when I first came down to a power plant, to have all those bars just next to each other.
Yeah.
It was just wild.
That's all I know.
You didn't go to power plant when you first came down here?
No.
You did?
Really?
No.
Wow.
If it wasn't Mars 2112, I wasn't fucking with it.
Hey, yo, if you from New York. There was a club in New York called Mars 2112.
Mars 2112, baby.
At least 2 people felt what a bottle felt on top of their head in that club. I wanted nothing to do with that spot.
But listen, you
Mars
had
21. Wow.
Son,
it was
you
like
had-
right up the street from 42nd Street.
I'm telling you, you had every ethnicity of women in there.
Oh no, you need the war.
Whatever you want to do, it was
Shaking
there.
bacon in.
Oh my
Mars
God.
2112.
Huh?
Wow.
Anywho,
You just got brought back, didn't you?
what?
Yo, I've heard that.
Yeah. I know nothing about New
Yo,
York. with it, so-
religiously, let me tell you about this club.
Tell him.
Religiously.
Me neither, G. Don't worry about it.
Thank
I'm
you, bro.
sorry, but
Thank
this
you.
is
Sorry.
the club.
Thank you.
What he's saying is true. Every woman was in there,
Every woman.
but somebody left that place
Yeah.
with a bottle
And a headache.
and a headache. Every single time.
That doesn't
Hey,
mean
yo.
it's a bad thing.
No, somebody got their head
Somebody could
cracked.
be hating though.
I had so much fun there.
Wow.
And I came from Long Island, so that was like a good 45,
Strong
50
Island?
minute drive. You already know.
Got you.
Word.
Got you.
I had a blast.
Yo, he said Mars 21.
Mars 2112,
Wow.
son.
I know my cousins in New York are gonna be like, yo,
Yo.
he
Yeah.
brought it back.
But
It was like, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Nah, sorry. We just reminiscing. and
I
shit.
know. I was gonna keep going.
Right.
My 4G.
So,
No,
bro,
please go.
what
Please
was
go.
how long you was in patrol for?
Not long.
I
Le-
know.
no,
Yeah, 'cause
like
when I met you, you was already
08?
in what was it, Flex at the time?
yeah, I was in ops, which is like
Ops.
a unit. So we graduated 08, did foot, went to patrol 09, 10. I was in an ops squad. 11, I went to the drug unit.
What's ops?
We were a plainclothes unit, like focusing on drugs, crime. Like if there was high crime in areas, like this is where we're going.
Mhm.
But almost everywhere where we were assigned was high crime.
Nice.
If that makes sense. So it was ops. And then when you go to the drug unit, it was more focused shit you do, not
Right.
just riding around seeing things on view. Because you catch a lot of good shit on view. That's how you catch a lot of good shit on view. But this was more like sit, take your time when you get to the drug unit.
Build a case.
Yeah.
Build the case.
Everything's in the car stop, though.
A lot of it is.
A lot of it.
A lot of it. And
a
some people
lot
don't
of-
like car stops, but it is a beautiful thing.
Hey, yo.
Car
A
stops,
beautiful
juice.
thing.
Hey, yo. This morning, right?
The word protectual car stop is a horrible term, but
It
it
is
is
a
a very
horrible
fruitful term. It
It's
is a
beautiful
very
thing, but it's
fruitful
also-
term if used properly.
It's also the
Absolutely.
most dangerous, one of the most dangerous aspects of
Hey, yo,
police.
I'm driving this morning, right? Because, I got the unmarked.
Holla.
And I'm driving, and I see it. I already know the car's dirty. Like, but he's driving reckless behind me.
All the signs.
Yo, no tags.
Right.
Tinted out.
Right.
Car look all fucked up.
Give you every reason in the world to
Every
stop
reason
it.
in the world.
Smoke coming
Bro,
out of it.
Yo,
what?
my wife drives down those streets. She says, that's the car you would stop right there. It's all fucked up. There's
Yeah.
every reason. Yes. All the reasons.
Bro, he's got everything I need. Like, my eyes was like, yo! And like, I see him behind me, and he's like in the other lane. We're going down Urban. It's only one lane on Urban.
Uh-huh.
So he's riding right to the left of me. We're going fucking eastbound. I'm like, yo, he's bucking right now. But I can't get in this shit. So I'm just watching.
Hurt your heart.
What?
Son.
Then he gets it. I let him get in front of me. Then I pulled behind him. Once he saw, oh my God, now he's using the signal change.
Right.
Now he's fucking sitting all upright in
He's
the
a citizen.
sense. And I see him, he's fucking around. Like, we at the light now. So I see him. And I'm just like, boy. Like, but I mean, these people, they give you every, like, you don't even have to look, and it just stumbles upon you.
It's more apparent now, shit, too.
Yeah.
It's nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, nobody give a fuck.
Nobody
They're
give a
blunt
fuck.
with it.
It's
Yeah.
so lawless now.
Yeah.
It's insane.
As soon as we go on, now we on Bel Air after I make the left. Go ahead, heading northbound on Bel Air. He just quick makes a fucking left-hand turn. Like, out of there. Like, he already knew what it was, but, I'm
you know
not.
what, though? It's so many different people. My wife, I shit you not, before here, I hit Dre. I'm like, Dre, we still good with time? Send me the address. He's like, all right. Before I leave, my wife's like, here, can you put in my expiration sticker? Like, I want to make sure it's good. I'm looking at her like, nobody give a fuck about this sticker right now. It's a sticker, but this I got you.
Right.
I got
They
you.
read the tag.
Yeah.
They know it's not expired.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah.
It's
She
good.
was like, can you put this on in my head? I'm like, all the shit you see every day, because she drive through the city her whole way to work. I'm like, all the shit you see, you think somebody's gonna care about this right now?
On
That
top of
is the only
everything
thing
going on.
That
I mean,
thing.
she's a
That's what they're
law
If
worried
he was in
about.
the county, they'd be like, hey, pull over.
Yeah.
We
Put that sticker on.
We noticed your stickers off.
You know, but I was like, keep it in the car. She was like, you better put it. I was like, keep it in the
Yeah, just
car
keep it
right
in the
now.
car, you good.
Keep it in the car right now.
Because they can read your tag and know that you're legit.
Soon as they,
They just,
yeah,
whatever.
just blame it on a lazy husband. not
How
doing
about
it.
that? But yeah, bro, it's like,
so wild right now.
what?
The world is so wild.
So- People are reckless.
So I don't want to. So I had this conversation
no
earlier.
regard.
If you don't mind me biting off of that,
No, God.
I was on the
Watch
phone with my
Mouse.
cousin Mario, who he knows. Y'all sent the stop box till he won this shit. Righty? So is the world more crazy, or are we more accessible to it because we see it, because it's brazen? I understand because it's brazen now, and we see it. Like, how many times have you watched the movie of Capone shooting up cars, driving, all this shit that we have happen, right? I think that inspires because we see it more now. It inspires younger generations who don't give a fuck, maybe to add more people. But I think it's always been wild.
Yeah.
We just have more accessibility, and I think that accessibility inspires people to not give a fuck,
That
to
could be
do
a
what they want.
That's true.
I don't want to say it's always getting crazier because we weren't here when shit was popping off over prohibition and everybody dying over shit that we sipping on. So I don't know if it. I don't know if it's wild. Is it?
That's a good point.
Because I remember hearing stories from you guys talking about shit in like Bronx and all this shit in the 90s and shit growing up. I'm like, I ain't never had nobody chopped up around this motherfucker. Like, not that I know. You know what I mean?
You know what? I think it boils down to what type of policing that's being enforced in that general area.
Oh, it definitely helps. It helps.
Because you put us in the street right now, wouldn't nip all that shit in the bud. All that driving reckless and that. Once you arrest a motherfucker a couple times and he know you squared away on your
tighten up.
shit, they're tighten up the block. Like, yo, chill, because they're about their shit.
They
not
out
playing
here.
games.
They're out here.
So
you're right.
that's a big difference.
good point.
allowing it to happen though, allowing police to police is a part of that.
That help, yes.
Allowing having the backing
Yes.
to curb it. It's
Preach.
not just that. Because I remember y'all talking about your Silverback crew in Northeast. Y'all shut shit down, and one time they try to change y'all sectors. At one point,
Yeah, they
shit
put us
popped
in-
off and
let-
went wild. Shit popped off
So-
and went wild.
Yeah, we got 3 new supervisors.
Bless your heart.
I don't know. And that's why I said, like, leadership is huge. It's huge. Even I spoke to Brother Doshin today. He's like, he's coming across
My
that
man.
now. He's like, it's personalities with leadership. He's like, these new guys come on, and it sucks when you got an old veteran that's a supervisor and allows the bullshit, the fuckery to come on. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody complains about everything these
And
days.
it
So
just
you
makes it
afraid you
worse.
just like, if you go with the flow, shit don't, you just,
It
that's
just
what they're worried
sucks because it's like, you know, where's your backbone?
yeah.
If you agreeing to the bullshit with these new guys, then it's gonna fuck up the whole shift, the energy.
You completely right, man. I remember being plain clothes like before shit got modified after Will Torbett, one of our old unit members who passed away. May he rest in peace.
Yeah,
always.
rest in peace. Yeah, absolutely.
After
shares-
him,
he
they
shares
changed
a
our
day with
they changed our
Chandler.
clothing
Yeah.
policies. Yeah, they
share
share the same
death
date.
Yeah.
So
they all rest
all-
in peace.
all like that changed when we used to come out. Even then, when they just made us wear a tack vest, they were like, "Knockers here, leave." Even if they called us to help clear the clubs,
They knew what
they
it was.
They knew we weren't playing fucking games. That's how you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people look at you in a uniform, and as much as some people respect the other people, like he ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah.
He lazy. But if they saw a plainclothes officer, they were like, "Nah, we ain't playing this game." Right?
Get off your phone, bro.
It's
Enough.
So,
It's-
but like with that, like you said, if you allow them to do it, it definitely helps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if it's done effectively, not wildly,
Absolutely, it's always effective
to get us to where it got us a lot of this bullshit today.
Yeah.
If it wasn't used and abused, we'd be a lot better.
I think the bad apples are being videotaped more. Because before you could cover like in just in anything. And I'm talking about like in our neighborhoods and professions and everything. There was no place for them because they were dealt with. You know, fucky people in
Yeah.
our neighborhoods were dealt with. You didn't have those problems. People, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had, you know, I've told them stories of like my godmother was like my aunt and my uncle who was on the force, Baltimore City. Y'all had ways of just, you know what I'm saying, if somebody was doing something crazy, it was dealt with. It was internal. So a lot of times now it's like everybody, like the bad apples for anything are now being videotaped. And like you said, it's like it's like a video game. It's just repeat. And you like, bro, that don't happen every
Grand Theft
day.
Auto.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a flavor of the week, and they
Right.
love to do
Like we
that.
all grew up in hoods, but every day in the hood wasn't shooting. Every day, some days was fun. Some days was, you know what I'm saying, getting like, you know, frozen cups and this, that, and the fourth and playing 7-Eleven. Every day wasn't just bad, but you know what I mean? But if
It's
we
just
tell a
the-
story,
it's-
it'll be on repeat.
It's just the shit officers
'Cause
being
it was
exposed
us.
more now.
Which you need. What you need.
No,
to
you do
curtail
need.
that shit. But
Facts.
but people need to have a clear definition of what is seeming aggressive and what's necessary, what you're interacting with. Because you're like you're a big motherfucker. Me, I'm not as big as you. But it's going to take a lot
That's
to
what she
try to
said.
intimidate this man. Here he goes. It's going to take a lot to try to intimidate you if somebody step to you, right? It's going to take
Absolutely.
It's going to take a lot. Me, I'm the same way, but you look at it, if I'm with you side by side, we look like twins. We look like DeVito and fucking Arnold when we
Right.
stand next to each
Great
other,
movie.
right? That's what we look like.
Phenomenal movie.
Phenomenal.
So that's what
Amazing movie.
so people may perceive
should
that
redo that
threat
movie.
differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
So if I have to be more aggressive trying to get your ass down, people don't understand. Like, why the fuck's he doing? You have to have like let a story be told. Don't create a narrative and then let a story come out because everybody uses a narrative to crush the
Facts.
truth.
Facts. You
That's
know,
an issue.
what I have a hard problem with is I get, you know, you get the officers that are horrible and they're piece of shits, and you get rid of them. Absolutely. But
They should be crucified.
they should be,
Examples.
because they make
Examples.
it exactly. But don't get it twisted. This is a tough fucking job.
Without a doubt.
You still gotta let gorillas do what they have to do when it's time to do what we have to do. So get rid of the bad apples, but don't be like pacifying the fucking public and what goes on.
100%.
Because there's real demons out there doing demon work on demon time 24/7.
And they run
What-
loose right now.
Facts. And there's no such thing as a sheep wearing a badge going to stop a demon. Never happens.
What's the saying? Everybody's gangsters till it's time to do gangster shit.
Facts.
Word.
That's how
So
it
that's
goes.
my
There's
thing.
some
It's
demons
like
out there right
just
now.
because you got a bad apple, get rid of him, but don't ridicule the
But look-
fucking department.
Right.
Don't fucking
Right.
handicap the
I'm so
department.
happy
Can I
you
give you?
said that.
Can I give you an example of that with this man
Yeah.
to my left?
Now we talking.
Ready?
Word.
So we up the barn, our old office, right?
Wow.
We up there.
I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah, we up there. This is where a lot of people get shortcut. Dre, he's in a great spot now. Dre has a different skill set than I do because if it comes to a shooting, I don't know you know what I mean? That's not my wheelhouse. Dre will school me all day.
Yeah.
When we're up the barn, it was all drug investigations. It's supposed to be going more long term. If you can get your shit quick on some investigations, yeah. But you're supposed to be doing more long term. We working. I think it's March 1st hits. People get indicted. GTTF gets indicted.
Yeah.
We all get called down to the auditorium. We all get yelled at. All get crucified. Right? That next day, I get some information. And everybody up there they don't know what to do. What's happening? What's all this? We all afraid like we going to get disbanded, all this other shit. I get a text. Something going on. I tell Dre and I tell my sergeant. Tells Zeke.
100%.
Say, hey, people selling guns down in the Tri-District.
Yep.
Said, let's go. It was like, bet. Start putting in our uniforms because they changed us to uniforms from plain clothes right then.
Yep.
Other guys were like, man, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing that? I looked at him. I looked at Dre. I said, what the fuck are you doing? We ain't do shit wrong. Who the fuck are you? That's our job, right? That's what we doing.
Let's do what we do.
Let's go to work.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say how many, but to make it from Park Heights to the Tri-District in less than 10 minutes takes some fucking work. We get down there, grab some people. They already sold off half the guns. We still grab 5 rifles off of these motherfuckers trying to sell them for drugs. Everybody's like, what the? Red Camaro. The Red Black Camaro. Racing stripes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was like a 70. It was a 1970 Red Camaro. Gorgeous.
Go down there, grab them. 5 rifles. I already sold off everything else. But we got 5 rifles of the shit. We get back up the office. Everybody's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? What are you doing?
We're doing police work.
Why are you?
Yeah.
We ain't part of that shit. You work. They did their shit. They take their licks. That's what happens. We gonna keep moving. You keep working.
Absolutely.
But then next thing you know, less than a week later, I get texts from attorneys. Everybody saying, great job. Do all good work. Next thing you know, a week later, we sent all over the fucking globe like some fucking the land of misfit toys. You know what I mean? But that's what you say. You say, don't punish everybody, punish the individual.
That's it.
They did that whole class, you know what? Everybody got to do this shit. And that inhibits a lot of good police and it dissuades and discourages people from doing their job at that point. Even if they are doing it right, they don't want to, you know what I mean? They're just like, you're defeating them.
I talk
and
about
that goes to what you say.
Those punishments should be a case by case. Like,
you punished the motherfucker that did it.
Happened, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to the Southern and this bozo sergeant was like, give me a badge. And I'm like,
I sat there for 6 hours on my shift.
You're not getting my detective badge, fam. You know what I had to do to get this badge? He's like, and I'm like, I got nothing to do with those dudes. You trying to embarrass me in front of the roll call, right? And take my detective badge, my detective shield. And it was like, nah, it was crazy. I went back. I went to my car and I'm like, and then I came back. I said, you don't have to take this. You're not taking it. And I still haven't. I was the only one, when we all got disbanded, I was one of the only few. I don't know who gave it up, but I wasn't going to give up my detective badge because I bust my ass for that shit. And with those dudes, whatever they did, that's none of my business.
Nah, fuck them.
So I'm out here working with this man and we getting rifles off the street. Like, I got pictures. We'll put it up. The rifles were crazy. Yeah.
I'll say that I remember that because me and another detective, nameless, got sent to the Southwest. And it seemed like they sent everybody furthest from where they lived and who they worked with.
Yeah.
So you couldn't coerce if there was some other shit going on. It was strategic, it seemed like, right? And we sitting in there, and the captain at the time, I respect the captain, higher up now, we always been good. He was like, hey, listen, this is what's going to happen. We sat there, we're like, okay. Well, right after that, Jay Glaze, my sergeant, my man. I love this dude to the end. He came up, pulled me and the detective up. He was like, I've heard about you guys. I know people who know about you guys. I have no concerns about you. Take your time to learn this district. We're going to work things out. I'm not judging you. Nobody on my shift's going to judge you. You're here to work. That shit, we went out there and me and that other detective still worked, busted our ass, still did shit because that one supervisor, like you talking, like Dulcine said, he let us. You know what I mean? He let us know you're good. Keep doing you.
Right.
Don't be dissuaded by this other shit. But when you have other ones that let clown shit happen,
yo, for me, it was Bobby A. And to this day, I still call him Jefe because he's from New York. He's Puerto Rican. But
you New York guys, y'all.
I'm telling you,
Baltimore, son.
Bobby A.
God damn.
He grabbed me to the side. At the time, he was a sergeant. And he pulled me to the side. He was like, yo, I know you got nothing to do with that. He's like, and he introduced me to his squad. He was like, with my squad and Johnny G's there, he was like, you good with us. But the guy that tried to take my shield was the admin sergeant. And that's what that was. So, and I was like, yo, man, what?
Yo, you see me like, cut the tape, cut the mic.
It's fine, but it's just that, like, the real recognize real. And he knows you have nothing to do with that. Why would we punish you? And that's what needs to change.
You know what, though? Because it's a people pleaser. That's why you're doing it to people. But that's what I say. You know what? You crucified. And
if somebody did something wrong, you deal with that person and what he did.
And you make an example.
Unit, the whole department, the whole district does not have to deal with that.
When I tell you we got cussed out like some little kids in fucking timeout, like we weren't grown ass men with families. Nah, no, that's not how you talk. You address individuals. Yeah, you deal with individuals. Like, if you want to tell us and you're passionate, start off. I'm passionate. This is making us. This is what us. This is all of us. Oh, I don't know how many is across the country, across the world of us look bad. That's how you address people like men, and you handle problems as a problem, not as a whole. Nobody wants to be classified, right? Nobody wants to be addressed by what they look like, what their profession is. You're addressed by an individual. You don't want to be generalized.
I can't wait to meet this supervisor.
Which one?
So there's a overtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Don't put it out there. People will take
No, I'm not gonna put it out there. But I was like, yo, who's in charge of this? Like, who assigns, the shifts? So I found his name. I said, bingo. So I saw one of
detective work.
So right. So what? I relieved. It's funny because one of my coworkers hit me up. He's like, yo, I can't work this day. Can you work? I said, I got you. So I finally got the overtime, right? So I get there. There's a sergeant already at the overtime. I didn't know he was a sergeant. So I said, yo, you got the main sergeant number? I said, because I need that. I said, I emailed this motherfucker like a month ago. And he ain't emailed me back to let me know anything. And he was like, oh, you trying to take? I said, well, to be honest with you, I said, yeah, we run this detail.
I already got you.
I said, so
figured it out. Picked up what you're putting down. Got
so
you.
I said, so honestly, we should be getting first dibs on the overtime.
100%.
Since we do it for, you know what I mean? For full time.
It's in my wheelhouse.
So when I said that, he's like, oh, he started laughing. He got out the truck. I said, yeah, let me get his information. So he gave me his personal. I said, perfect. So he started laughing, whatever. So I called him the next day. I said, yo, this motherfucker, he forwarded me the voicemail and then he texted me. He said, can I call you later? I said, okay, cool, no problem. I said, I just had an inquiry that I wanted to ask you about.
Okay.
You think he called me back?
Nah.
Hell no.
I called him back the next day. He didn't pick up. Right?
Shook.
So
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I emailed him.
Meanwhile, that person has a gun on his hip.
Hey, yo, I called him.
How that happened?
Yo, I emailed him. I called him.
Afraid of confrontation, baby.
Son, he running away from me. I'm like, what is this? Is this a grown man? Like, what are we doing here?
Fam, I'm not trying to bone. Like,
no, I just want to, like, what's up? Give me a day or two.
I'm trying to do things
I'm trying to get on the list, right? So I had to call one of his supervisors.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? I said, yo, do you know him?
What's his?
No. Oh.
Gotcha.
Strander.
Go.
So I called one of his
oldest.
Right. I called one of his co-worker supervisors from the same district. I said, yo, do you know this motherfucker?
Yeah, like, what's up?
He started laughing. I said, what's up? He said, yo, what's up, bro? I was thinking about you. He said, funny, I was just talking to somebody about you. I said, what's up? I said, who the fuck is this guy? I said, do you know him personally? He said, yeah. I said, well, I emailed him. I called him. He's like, he can't talk to me and let me know what's up? He said, bro, I get that all the time. I said, so what the fuck is this problem?
Yo, I'm going to say something after this.
So I said, yo.
See, this sort of shit you want to say you can't say.
No, I'm going to say something.
I said, yo, I'm going to see him face to face one day.
One day we going to crash.
No, you're not. Let him stand up on this.
Word.
Look at you.
I said, yo.
He's still going to be like this.
Hey, yo. When I told him, he busted out laughing. I said, yo, I'm good. I said, this motherfucker could run to me. He could run away and not pick up my calls. I'm going to come face to face with this motherfucker one day. And I want to know everything
Look
he's
at
got
that. Look
to
at that
say.
departmental tracker on his car, bro. Find him.
Right.
Find him.
I don't want to get
Pull
that
up.
deep. I don't want to get that deep.
Pull up, H.
You bitch ass motherfucker. I'm going to see you.
Yo,
I got your name. I got your number.
Left field.
All you got to do is
Left.
be a man, pick up your fucking
the
phone.
phone.
Let me know, yay or nay, what days are available. But you want to play this little kid shit like we in high school. That's what I'm saying.
That's
Leave shit.
what-
Hey, come work power
Yo,
play
but
with
you
me,
know
baby.
what's crazy?
I'll-
I just picked up 5 of
You
them.
gotta
They
do.
still available.
I'm
Let's
gonna
go.
come with you.
You gotta
Facts.
do.
Work with me.
Facts.
You gotta do that wants to work, and you ducking him.
That's
Let me just
that's
say one
the
thing.
way.
Let me just say one thing. Yo, for all you
That
supervisors.
individual.
him?
Oh,
Oh boy.
unless y'all can edit. Yes, unless you can edit.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ. Like, yo, what the it's crazy.
Yeah, I just want to say one
know
thing,
what?
and this is not for Baltimore City. I'm saying for everybody. If you got
After the show.
somebody that
Yeah.
wants to work that overtime, let them work. You know why? Papi, mommy, it's not your money.
It's not.
That
You know
money
what, though?
don't belong to you. Let it loose.
Hey, I'm
If you
gonna
got somebody that's willing to work, let them work.
I'm gonna go on a more basic level. Even because you know how many people don't want to work.
Let
They
them
treat
work.
this as they don't treat this as a career now.
No, they
right?
don't.
We career minded individuals. They treat this as a job. If you got motherfuckers who actually want to work, let them work because there's
Let 'em
people that
work.
can't wait to leave.
But yo-
as soon as that clock strikes, they're like, "Oh, I'm out."
But not
Motherfuckers
even that.
high stepping out this place. Let people work. Who
You
you
know
good
what?
fact.
But
That's a
you know
good
where the fund is coming from our unit.
You know why?
Oh,
though?
where you
The
from?
money's coming from our unit where
Yo,
we from.
Wow.
And we can't even work it.
Yeah. You know why though?
Why?
It's a club.
I know.
Fuck
Things
that
are
club.
But I
Shit.
told him, I said, but
Things are a club.
The supervisor that he know, I said, yo, if he want to keep it in-house, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I said, yo, just give me a day or two.
You know
I'm not
what's crazy?
asking to be there every day.
You know what's
Yo,
crazy?
you know what I did though? For mine, I sat there and I called for 33 minutes to get my overtime for the shit I just told you.
You wait till I
sat there and
see
waited.
this
But
motherfucker.
that's just still open though. Grab it with me.
Okay, I'm gonna work with you, dead ass.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Wait a minute. Is that the thing that I called? And
That's the one I told you, motherfucker. But now nobody picked up on it.
Like, yeah.
Nobody picked up on
Nobody
it.
picked up on it.
We only need supervisors.
Yeah, nobody
I'm
picked
like,
up on that.
But Jay, you know, Julio, he gave me everything.
Because he's a bro.
Because that's the bro.
That's the bro.
And before I hung
Hey, yo.
up, he said, you know what he said? He said, yo, bro, I love you. I said, I love you more, bro.
That's it. Yo, if you got somebody that's willing to work, he ain't gonna give you no problems. Let him work.
It's not about no problems. It's about doing the job.
It's
They
about
want to
doing
work
the
and
job.
do the job.
Facts.
That's
Do the
it.
job.
Like, I get it. You gonna hook up your people. I get it. But like, yo, just the unit that I'm on.
I had a young bull the other day in the Southeast. He's a good guy from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yo, could you believe? You know, people come at me like, yo, you work too much? I said, wait a minute. I said, people are literally coming up to you saying that you work too much?
Stay the fuck out of my
I
pocket.
said, do me a favor. Keep working.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you
Get the
this.
fuck
I'm gonna tell you this
outta
though. That is the thing
Who
that is.
says that
I'm gonna
nowadays?
tell you this.
Too much.
Once you go home, once you
Can I
get off
bring
my dick,
Look,
bro.
I'm gonna break this from.
Business.
I'm gonna break this. Well,
I'm gonna
it's
get all the guacamole on my
Word.
Chipotle, fam.
extra. It's always about money, right? But I'm gonna segue a little bit more to people who want to learn, right? And I can tell you people who work overtime who want to learn. I remember in the same time in the Southwest when we got kicked out, a young guy comes to me. Everybody laughs at me that I only get 2, 10, 12 pills every time. Can you teach me? He had to work. We had got mandatory 12s because of all the violence, right? He's like, can I ride with you? Everybody else makes fun of me. They don't like to work. They don't want to work right now. I said, fuck yeah, let's do this. You're here for 4 hours. You stuck. Let's do this shit.
Right.
Let's roll. Get into some shit that we good now. We get into some bullshit, but everybody clown this dude for wanting to work,
Ain't that sad?
wanting to learn.
Isn't that crazy?
But that's because of the culture that you talked about. People want to sit still. They don't want to promote workers. They want to promote non-problems.
Facts.
There's a difference in a non-problem.
And I will say-
the money's going to come with it because you want people who want to be there, but you have people who want to be there and want to learn. Let them roll.
Right.
Let them roll. But that goes to a culture you've talked about. This happened with supervisors and shit. Let people learn and work. Yo, people are afraid to ask for help.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
That only makes our job harder because you know what? The few to stay have to deal with everybody that flees.
Everybody
And
else,
we're gonna
yeah.
have to work.
But let
with
me
it.
say something based on what you're saying. In this line of work, right? The more you work, the better you become at that position. So, like, the reason why we are great at what we do is because we saw how many non-fatal shootings we saw, how many
Failed
homicides we saw.
homicides.
So like instead of going home at 3 o'clock, right? Instead of going home at 3 o'clock, we're like, yo, we're gonna work an extra 8 hours. And then in that extra 8 hours, you see a whole other, especially
That's what we did.
Exactly what we all do, right? Because we want to work. And people think like, oh, it's because of overtime. No, we want the experience so we can learn. That makes us better. Like, all right, a homicide in the Northeast might be different from a homicide in the Northwest. And then you gather all that information, all the, you know, the geographics, excuse me, the people, all the data that you're really getting
It's all
because
knowledge.
of working overtime.
Nothing
Makes you a better fucking cop.
Because you're
Nothing
well-rounded.
substitutes experience.
Correct.
And
It's
you
the
need
experience.
people for
Yeah.
experience. You need people who want to learn, and you need to encourage experience. Don't
If you work 7 to 3 and
don't
nothing
destroy
happened,
that.
and then you come back, then you don't know shit. But if you work 7 to 3 and then you know what? I'm gonna bang with H. I'm gonna bang with G. I'm gonna bang with Dill. I'm gonna bang with Bo. I'm gonna bang with Donato. Whoever, right? Ronnie, Smothers, right? Moody. Just because they working and I'm gonna chill with them, you gonna learn some shit on that shift.
Because they know what the
So,
fuck they doing.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I
But-
learned this.
but it's just the fact that you're doing extra, you're gonna learn some shit on that shift that you didn't learn on the previous shift.
Absolutely.
Because on the previous shift, it was easy. You went and you had a fucking bagel, you did a couple car stops. Now at 3 to 11 or
Fireworks.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
But even
You
if you base it on enforcement over time, Dre used to do this for me. I don't know if you know this about me and Dre. I don't know if I ever told you about this.
what?
When Dre came over, he came from a different squad. There was some moves up at the bar. He came from a different squad. I knew Dre in passing, but he was cool with Larry. He was cool with Larry
Was it?
from up there.
Mhm.
And he was like,
brother.
oh, he's a good dude, blah, blah, blah. I was
My
like, all right,
brother.
cool. And I look at Larry. I don't talk to him as much as I should, but I think of him very often on how I should do shit and how I should handle
Same.
shit. I'll tell you like that.
That
This
brother's
dude,
holistic.
he plants seeds that you don't think about until something fucked up or something good happens to you
Holistic.
years later, and then it comes back.
Holistic.
So Dre came to me. He was like, hey, we talk, blah, 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 but I'm going to tell you this. This is what I know. This is what I don't know. And then he said, teach me. Let's do it. Dre's first big case. We got some shit.
That was dope.
Shit went through. Dre was like, what do we do now? I looked at him. I said, how late you want to stay? He said, what's good? I said, all right, let's do this. Me and Dre ended up working over 24 hours straight, doing follow-ups, hit, follow-up,
3
getting
houses.
everything out of it. Hitting houses, talking to people, doing interviews like you're interviewing not victims, but, well, I guess you could say they're a victim because they're a victim of circumstance of somebody else fucking up in their shit, right?
Yeah.
Like true bystanders. We work our way from the bottom to the top, over 24 hours straight. And that's how I knew I could respect him, because he was like, I don't know this. Teach me this and show me why I'm wrong on why I'm doing something wrong.
I remember
Dre
that.
sent me a PC.
That was dope.
He was like, read this. Let me know how it goes. I'm like, all right. But after a while, Dre would send me a PC. I'm like, I don't need to read it. You're good.
You know what you're doing.
People don't have a willingness to accept when they're wrong,
Yeah,
or a
put that
willingness
time
to
in.
be wrong
I
to
love
learn.
that kid.
criticism,
And he
bro.
did, and
That
he
was so
did that,
dope.
and that's, you need to encourage people to work and people to want to learn from other facets, whether it be enforcement, patrol is the biggest thing. You can do anything in fucking patrol.
We talk about patrol all the time. We love patrol.
Patrol was the life of policing. It's the backbone.
It's even better
background,
now.
bro.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's even
It's
better
everything.
now.
But that's why I respect him. And so that's the only reason we really became cool at first, because I was like, he seems cool, but when this motherfucker's
Let me know
willing
his
to
work
accept what
ethic.
he don't know,
Right.
if I met you, you'd be like, yo, hey, this is who I am, this is what I've done. I know most people don't say, hey, this is what I haven't done. This is what I don't know.
Right.
People need to be willing to do that more and accept that, and then bust their ass and take this money, make that work happen.
Absolutely.
That's how you make a difference in shit.
And that's
Oh,
how
yeah.
you become well-rounded.
That's how you train generations of doing good shit.
I'm a little
Absolutely.
upset. It was 2 bricks on the table, and but whatever.
Shit happened.
Don't
Still got
matter.
some work.
Wow.
But we got it in though.
You know, I hate to complain, but
I'm sorry we got cut short because of some bullshit. Our time
Yeah.
should have never ended the way it did, but it did.
you know, people,
I mean,
there's some bitch ass motherfuckers that we work with on this side of the fence too. And I'm a man's man.
1000%.
You know what I'm saying? So I keep it a buck. That's just how I am. And you know, some of these motherfuckers, you know, leadership is key. Cause motherfuckers get appointed to positions that they don't deserve. And it just sucks. And it puts the department in a predicament because that person doesn't necessarily deserve that title. And they only know what they know. So if they know shit policing, then guess what? They're going to give off shit policing vibes.
Right.
Lieutenant Daniels from The Wire said that shit. Shit police, training shit police, how to be, going to be shit supervisors.
Bingo.
Then you have shit
Bing
teaching
bang.
shit.
Shit teaching shit. And I'm not a piece of shit.
None of us are pieces of shit.
Listen, we
Not here.
We ain't saying we the best, but we definitely ain't pieces of shit.
definitely ain't pieces of shit.
I might be a scumbag, but I'm not a piece of shit.
You're my scumbag.
Yo, cheers to Tortuga.
Oh, so can I tell you a side story real quick?
Please do.
We have so
We actually
we ran around and do all that.
on Northern Athens.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna tell them Tortuga where we actually
Give 'em a
encouraged.
little bit, give 'em a little bit.
We segregated ourselves from everybody. I'll get back to that one later.
In the office.
Yo, it's this one time, this motherfucker, right? So it's 4 of us in a car. You generally do that when you're in an area. They were sending us everywhere, right?
Okay.
So we up near Asquith and North.
Mm.
Near what's it called? The Blue Star? Some shit like that.
Mhm,
That corner
yeah.
store right up the street from the courthouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Walgreens.
Yes.
We up there, bro.
A block up from North Avenue.
Four people
Westbound on the west.
see
yeah.
4
Going
different things
northbound.
going on, right?
From
All
North Avenue.
It's
Yeah,
on North
it's
Avenue.
but it's on the west side. Of the
West side.
street.
Yeah.
Northwest corner.
Yeah.
So ready? 4 cops see 4 different things. The one thing we all agree on at first is like, shit about to happen. It looked like some West Side Story, like crews walking up, right?
Yo,
Some
like-
shit, right? And then we see one dude, yo, this is the most old
So
school
we got
shit
4
ever.
different subplots going on in one situation.
Yo, all of us
But
didn't
we
know
all
what was
agreed-
going on, but we agreed to
We agree that some shit's about to happen.
Right.
We were like, what the fuck is that? Yo, we actually saw one dude wrapping a belt around his hand. When was the last time you saw that shit? We're like, this
Yeah.
shit must be
That's
getting
80s
real.
right there, son.
Shit's getting real.
Word.
We like spin the block. Was I driving? I think I was driving that time, right? I was driving. I was too lazy to run.
Yeah.
I was driving. So
Nah,
my
you
sergeant, him, Al the poet, all of us in the car, yo. We're like, he got a gun. He got a gun. We think in the car, we talking about the same motherfuckers. We're like, oh shit, he got a gun. So they get out and I'm driving. There's a cut between the buildings where they tore down a vacant. And you can go up North Avenue or between the vacants, right? So people run this way, people run this way. They on the radio calling out different foot chases. It was you and L on the other dude, right? And me and Zeke on the other one. They're going eastbound on North Avenue. I was like, on the radio, I'm like, no, the fuck, they're not. They're going through the cut here. They're going up from North Avenue. We arguing. We go back and forth. We
The
arguing
cut
on the
is
radio.
an alley, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, Baltimore,
Good
baby.
Carry on.
Carry on. We arguing on the radio like, no, he's fucking here. He's doing here. We arguing on the radio about who's going what and who's grabbed what. We're like, we got him. I hear Dre get on the radio talking about, he's still running. He just crossed the courthouse and coming up to courthouse. I'm like, no, the fuck he's not. You got the wrong guy. 32 the shit. You talk 32 cancel the shit. We're like, we good. Dre's like, he just turned off the street. He's like, all right, go ahead, get him, Larry. You hear Larry running from the back, right? Right? We like, what the fuck is going on? Me and Zeke with the motherfucker in cuffs, like, what the fuck are they talking
they
about?
doing?
Yo, 2 different mindsets. We saw one dude with a gun. They saw another motherfucker with a gun.
Everybody had guns.
Everybody had guns. Yo, we end up searching the alleys. We find extended magazines from ARs. We find everything. All these people, I guess it was just about to be one big Western standoff.
It was about to be.
Yo, we arguing on the radio. We talking about he's here. Dre's, I'll never forget Dre's like, yeah, Larry, he just turned right. That's him. That's him. Larry's this fitness king, bro. Me and Dre, I'm like, no, he's not. We got him right now. He's in handcuffs. He's like, no, the fuck he's not. He's running. Yo, we on every different direction. We saw different things. Both guys with guns. Our eyes were trained on different people. Sub-story that day. Do you remember what happened afterwards?
No, tell me.
Little boy. Love police.
Oh, yes. I have a picture of that.
So do
I have
I.
a picture of that.
Little boy, love police.
Little
He
boy.
saw us catch the motherfucker, and we made sure everybody saw us. When we had to walk
Alley,
back to
yeah.
our car, we walked back to North Avenue and then walk to our car so everybody could see these bad motherfuckers ain't
We
running
bought them
shit.
waters.
We are here to help y'all. We walked back. They got water.
We bought
Little
them
boy was
water.
like, I want to take a picture with you, but
We
we're
took-
afraid.
yeah.
We said, fuck that. Don't be afraid to take a picture with us.
It
His
was
mother
you and-
asked to take
you
a
and
picture
Al
with
took
us.
A picture with the kid.
Took a picture with the kid, set him up right next to us, took a picture with the kid in front of everybody because he said he wanted to be a police officer when he was older.
Forgot, like the
And
dude,
we made sure that walk happened. If you make us run all this way, you know what's
gonna
going to
walk
happen?
all the way
we
back.
going to walk back. everybody's gonna see your shit ain't gonna stand.
Right.
We ain't with that bullshit. We're here to help. And there's people who are afraid to say they want help.
But you forgot
We
to tell
walked
them.
that shit back. And that little kid wanted to be a police officer,
Yep.
took a fucking photo with us. I still got it to this day.
I still got it to
I actually have a
this
Facebook memory that
I
pops
took
up
that picture.
every year. As soon as it does, I'm gonna tag y'all in that
Every
shit.
time
Because it pops up every
he
fucking
still does
year.
it. Every year when it pops up, he sends it to me. Be like, yo, you remember this day? And it's a picture of him, L, and the little kid. And I took the picture. But yo, you forgot to say that the dude, the last guy we was trying to get, he kept running around the
In a
car.
circle in the car.
He kept running
Yo,
around the car.
he
in a
did that. Was like, you ain't
circle.
gonna get me.
know
Yo,
where
he
to
was doing
go.
that little quick, like, you know, you do the stutter step, like, which way they going around?
With the pistol on him?
Nah, but he
threw it.
already
He tossed
started,
it.
but we got it.
That's the good thing about having slow runners like me and then fast runners like L too, because like,
L's the rabbit.
we're like, I got the gun. I got the gun. I get the gun, let them catch me. Fast kid in the world. That's
Hey.
what we let happen.
How about that time real quick? Just quick story time. How about that time real quick?
I knew it would happen to us reminisce.
How about that time real quick? The
Supposed
dirt
to.
bike, and I was driving in the Southwest. And you was like, yo, that guy right there has a gun. I'm like, he's on a dirt bike. He doesn't have a gun. And then, like, you see the characteristics. I'm like, oh, shit. Gee, he has a gun. And he's on a dirt bike. I'm like, I'm going to hit him.
So when you give it the characteristics?
Yo, I like.
So what happened? What happened?
So-
Paint the picture.
No. Dre tells a story. I love Dre's story. Dre, his the voice. He has a voice first. I can't do it.
So tell the
All I'm gonna
story.
say is, I
I
see
just
it.
can't tell stories. I'm
No,
sorry.
you tell the story.
Tell a good
All I'm
story,
saying is, like, I'm seeing. I'm like, Dre's like, ain't no fucking way. The way like this dude's moving on bikes. You know how bikes move in Baltimore, man. It's the same as Philly. These motherfuckers
He's doing
wham.
everything. He's stopping
Yo,
the
they
ground.
drag their hands, all this shit. Dre's like, ain't no way this motherfucker got a gun on that bike. I'm like, motherfucker got a gun on that bike, bro. Go ahead.
Hey, H,
Go ahead.
what does Dre hate about dirt bikes, yo? We might have to do a whole concert
I mean,
in
the
the
first
bar.
time H and I, worked together, we caught a dirt bike.
We caught a couple dirt bikes.
We did.
I heard about
Yeah,
you
he said
hopping
it
the
to
fence
somebody
one
else.
time. You
Chino,
running,
Something
you
against
blew
him,
past him in a
yeah,
foot
something
chase.
against him.
Hey, yo, but
What?
real quick, now's the perfect time to say, yo, Chino, I love you, Chino Braxton.
Yeah, good brother.
You're the only dirt bike I never caught.
Yeah.
You nice with
I
it.
don't know. I had to do next Spud. He was good with it. But
I couldn't catch Chino. Remember he threw the water at us and shit?
Hey, G, it's
I know
funny, yo.
me and him responded to a dice game. that
is this the
night.
one I'm talking about where you hop over fences? You pass Dre like you just this motherfucking.
And I was
you
driving.
Bo Jackson
the
hopping
dirt bike
over
with us
shit.
was in the chum, though.
Huh?
It
No,
was in the
that
chum.
no, that was on our side. Because Angelo came with us. We
The
had
dice game?
Huh? Yeah, the dice game was in the alley.
This is the one where you
We was on
passed
Bel Air
where he
Roadside.
passed you and like lapped the fence.
I
It
was
over this
driving, I jumped
motherfucker.
over the fence. And I caught them in the alley. Angelo fucked up because he had his overheads on.
He gave us away. He gave us away. He gave
Rookie
us away.
move,
He
bro.
gave us away.
Rookie move.
Right,
He had the lights on. And it's showing us
right.
driving with no
And
lights.
and like you got the first vehicle is fucking stealth, no lights on. It's for the surprise. And fucking Angelo, Angelo got love for 20 years on, so he ain't too tactical.
We love you,
and
AJ.
shit. We love you anyway. This motherfucker got his overheads on, headlights on, beaming. I'm like, what are you doing, Angelo? So we
I remember I heard this story when I didn't even know you. Before
oh really?
First time I went out to drink with you in Fells Point, and you showed up straight 90s New York in like your fucking North Carolina blue velour suit or whatever it was. You come out to the bar. Yo, I'll never forget this shit. I got a sub story to this. But I was like, who's Horton? He was like, yo, let me tell you about him. He's a big motherfucker, bro. I remember we was in a foot chase. And he talking about you blow. He was like, yo, he blew by me. He was hopping fences and doing all this animation shit. Yo, I'll never forget. You was in like the North Carolina blue velour suit. Yo, it felt sport. I'm like, what the fuck this dude doing?
And the guard was gorgeous. So now it's all right.
I just got that whole fucking visual in my head.
The guard is serious,
I was
man.
like, God damn.
Yo, when I saw him out the fence, I said, oh, shit. Because, me, I'm like, yeah, you could drive, I'll run. And then that day came.
That football came out.
He fucking shot out that car and passed me. I said, what the And he fucking hurdled the... I said, what the Yo, I was so amazed. I ran into the fence and flipped over. Yo, by the time I got up and dusted myself off, he's walking back with the dude. And the dude's like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I said, oh, shit.
Yo, I
But
heard
the
this.
dirt bike with me and you, we were on Emerson. And you was like, yo, that dude got a gun. I said,
Everything
"There's
just
no
hit me.
way."
Everything just fucking hit me.
The dude was like, ass slapping the ground.
Showing off.
You was driving.
I was driving.
You was driving. Yep. Got it.
And G's like, yo, he got a gun on him. I said, G, he don't got no gun, but bet. Boom, I get behind him. Whew, and he start getting crazy. I said, oh shit, he got a gun on him.
He said he getting crazy. Dre said we getting crazy.
I said, well, let's get crazy.
It was a whisper. He was like, we
yo, I had that what car we had? I had that motherfucking car.
My Malibu.
The Malibu. I had that motherfucker in the back of the fucking alleys. Yo, everything in the
If you know about any alleys in the village, them bitches is tight.
They tight.
If you go to Emerson Village, they tight.
He's like, I was like, I got it.
I drive psycho. This motherfucker, yo, I was hitting my brake.
He was hitting brakes on the passenger seat.
Oh my goodness. Jay, do you have anything to say about the next generation of policing?
That's a great question.
How do you feel about it?
Don't be afraid. Don't be dissuaded by others. Don't let others who were disgruntled or negative affect your day. Larry, our old partner, told me, you control your environment.
100%.
You control your squad's environment. They could do whatever they want to do, but they can't take your happiness with policy, with social media. Nobody can take that from you. So you go out there and you do you. Do it the right way. Bust your ass. Get to know people. I was brought up where I had to go with Dennis and Mingo. They were like, hey, let me show you what policing is about. They brought me up to Murder Mall that is now demolished. We went up, bought Pineapple Upside Down cake to support the little bands to march up and down North Avenue, the cheerleading squads. In my head, I'm like, what the fuck am I in here for? They were like, let me show you what community's like. Let me show you what good food's like and people are like. They taught me. Don't be afraid to listen to your old heads. Take everything in. Don't take it all in. You ain't got to be them. Be you. Learn from everybody. Taking everything you want to take in, apply to how you would want to be treated, how you would want to do your job, how you want people to do that job if you were on the other side of that job. That's what you have to do. Don't be swayed or don't be dissuaded by anybody in these streets, in the community, in the policing force who are lazy or disgruntled.
Right.
Be the change you wish to see. That's what you have to do to better our community. Everybody wants kids. Everybody has kids. Where do you want your kids to grow up? In a happy environment, a safe environment. You can't shield them from everything. Just let them be better. Give them a chance to be better. Don't just let everybody be a subject of their circumstance. Help them get out of that. Promote out of that. Teach them things out of that. I come from a diverse household. I mean, you know, my wife, deep South Mississippi black woman who now works at a HBCU.
Who just called me a bitch earlier, but
she did
so
call
good.
him a bitch earlier on the phone. She was like, "Oh, your bitch call." So, so
That
you
was
gotta
weird.
get off you gotta
Yes,
leave me
ma'am.
now.
That was weird.
That was real shit. Dre was on the phone when that happened. But
I'm a gentleman.
like dealing with her, she's taught me a different view because I could try to give a story to understand yours or C's or Dre's background, but I will never understand. So you have to be willing to accept that you will never fully understand somebody's plight. Be willing to work with their plight and make that plight lighter for them and everybody else. Nobody has to bear the same heavy cross. Make that cross lighter as you go. And you don't have to live forever, but you can live forever by teaching these people certain things, and they're going to teach that on and on and on to generations. You teach how things should be done the right way and let that get carried on. That is your legacy. They don't have to know Keith Galliano did that shit. They just have to remember somebody passing it along. Elle taught me that. That's how you live forever. You treat somebody some way and they're going to treat somebody else that way and continue to live that way and treat others that way.
Love you, bro.
That's how you do policing.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Well said.
That's real shit right there. That's how you end the fucking show.
My peoples.
Excuse me.
Episode 105. I want to thank my brother, Detective Galliano, for coming on. He just murdered it.
AKA Super Cop.
Killed it.
Fuck you, JB, for that label.
JB gave him that label.
JB gave me that label.
Yeah, that's Super
Yo, I
Cop.
showed up on set and they were like, Super Cop? I was like, no.
Right. Thanks. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Folks, it's 2022. Your boys, we're not going anywhere. It's only getting better. We're having more fun. And no more drinking for Dre. We record.
What happened?
I mean, you did.
What
I mean, listen.
I'm good. What happened? What'd I do?
Listen,
you both.
What I
did
do
the
wrong?
best.
What I do?
Let's see, give me a thumbs up if I did the best on
Because of the
Central.
Southwest. What I do wrong? What happened?
yeah, you can never mention that story ever again.
We Gucci.
Well, that's why we got triple
We
C.
Gucci Poochie.
Okay.
We're gonna magic.
What you got, bro?
Peace and love
Peace
always,
and love.
man.
Triple C.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
My peoples, episode 105. Don't forget www.silverbackchronicles.com. It's your boys. We here. Silverback Pod on IG. My brother Galliano. Silverback Chronicles Podcast. We here to stay. Listen, anybody want to come in for an interview? If you want to talk with us, hit us up. DM us. We're taking everybody. We love to hear what you have to say. We love you to come in and converse with us, talk to us. We're real individuals. It's nothing personal. And we're here to make this change. We love it. We appreciate you. Stay safe. We'll see you next week, episode 105.
The views and opinions expressed on the Silverback Podcast are those of the hosts, producers, and or the persons appearing on the program, and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the federal, state, or local government. This includes, but not exclusive to, the Department of Defense and or the Baltimore City Police Department.
The Silverback Chronicles podcast with Dre, Big H, and Triple C. Hit the subscribe button, like and comment.